Vikings final 53-man roster is set. All right, welcome back to the Onebar and Lupagus show. I'm Onebar, and yes, the Vikings final 53 is officially set. I would say it's in pencil, not pen, because I fully expect some more moves coming down the pipeline. It has been a very busy afternoon. Trades, surprise cuts, surprise keeps. We're going to be talking about that right now. Before you get into that, remember, subscribe to the channel. If you're watching, you love the Vikings, hit that sub button down below. Also, be sure, especially after an afternoon like this, get your butts to the liquor store and grab yourself some Lift Bridge. I can't think of anything better to drink right now after what we've been through. So, like I said, in pencil, because there's still some positions and some teams that cut some pretty damn good players that the Vikings could have their eyes on. So if you're at the bottom end of this depth chart, I wouldn't be feeling overly comfortable if I was a Viking, especially what we've seen with Armon Watts. I mean, nobody saw that coming. So they are putting in the work. But let's just go through this kind of just with the initial 53. Let's look at the offense as of now. Offensively, nothing overly crazy. I was starting to wonder, were they really going to keep 5 running backs? You're damn right they were, and they have them. So running back, obviously a big strength for the Vikings. Wide receiver as well, only have 5 right now. Jefferson, Thielen, Osborne, Smith, Marset, Naylor. I love the fact that they kept Naylor on the roster. I really love this guy's potential long-term, and also possibly adds some more depth at the punt returner if Smith Marset can't do it. So offensively, not a ton of surprises, as you can see. The one big surprise for me is I really thought they were going to keep Zach Davidson. I know he was up and down. I know he's been inconsistent, but I thought that he was going to get it over Ellison or possibly even keep 4 tight ends, but they said, screw it. He's out of here. Maybe he comes back on the practice squad. Offensive line, Jesse Davis, they just made the trade for, which I love. I know we saved $1.5 million on that. We only got a 7th rounder in like 15 years, but who cares? We probably would have cut him anyways. But let's look at this. Kyle Hinton, a little bit of a surprise. I thought when they shipped off Jesse Davis that Kyle Hinton was going to stay, but he is gonzo. Vidarian Lowe, that is the biggest surprise here. Vidarian Lowe, the 6th-round pick out of Illinois, gets the roster spot for now. So depth along the offensive line, I wouldn't say it's great. I mean, Chris Reed, if he's healthy, that makes me feel a lot better, but this could be a position that they're looking at improving on. I would say out of offense, I would say offensive line and wide receiver are 2 positions that they could possibly still be looking to upgrade. But overall, you can't be upset with this offense. I like it. Let's go over to the defensive side of the ball. Let's do this defensively. Keeping 6 defensive linemen. Ed Donatel, 5 is usually his lucky number. So, he was like, these guys are too damn good. We have to keep 6. So the big news, obviously, trading for Ross Blacklock from the Houston Texans and taking Armon Watts and saying, see you later, which everybody is still very, very surprised about. But James Lynch, Lupagus had no way in hell James Lynch was making this team. And I was starting to lean that way too, but he squeaks in along with Gopher rookie Atamueo, which I love to see. Jonathan Bullard. So defensive line, pretty surprising, actually. I got defensive tackle there, but it's really defensive line. So we kept 6 of them. Outside linebacker, Luigi Villain sneaks in. That's really the only surprise, I would say. Patrick Jones is pretty much a shoo-in along with everybody else. But these edge rushers, hot damn, gotta love it. And Luigi Villain, there's nothing better than a pass rushing undrafted rookie who makes a team like him. I mean, he was getting touted big time as far as coming in for the Vikings, and he proved it. He is here. So inside linebackers, Troy Dye, love it or hate it, he made the team. We all knew it was going to happen. For some reason, these guys love them some Troy Dye, so they kept 4 of them. Cornerbacks, nothing surprising at all. Chris Boyd, I think everybody pretty much saw him making the team. I guess the only surprise is that some people thought they're going to keep 7, but pretty much is what it is. Safeties, same thing. Josh Metellus was probably teetering a little bit, but no surprise that he ends up making the team. So defensively, I would say out of these ones, kind of like offense, defensive line, I could still see them maybe looking around. That depth is not overly fantastic, and not overly fantastic means just kind of unproven. So we'll see what happens there. But other than that, I think they're going to be pretty set on defense. Special teams, we know who they are. So we don't need to talk about that. But let's just kind of look at some of the surprises with this 53-man roster. Ross Blacklock trade, very surprising. Armand Watts getting cut, surprising. I had Zach Davidson cut. I'm probably one of the few that actually were surprised by this, but I was surprised. And then just kind of the keeps, like I already talked about. Vidarian Lowe, Luigi Villain, Bullard, and Atamueo making the team. So hats off to those guys. I mentioned it before, but the biggest things, offensive line, defensive line. And then, I don't know, I'm seeing some scuttlebutt on Twitter that they're looking at a possible center, bringing in a new center. Is that wishful thinking? Who knows? Practice squad will be very interesting to see who they bring in, because a lot of the guys they cut clearly were cast-offs from the Zimmer era. Do they want to bring these guys back? Is Kellen Mond coming back? Sean Mannion's, it's sounding like they want to bring him on the practice squad. So we're going to be doing an episode on who we think could or could not come back on that practice squad. But I would imagine a handful of new faces from other teams. So buckle up. Something tells me this is not over yet. We're going to see some more moves. But that's the 53. Comments below. What do you think about this initial 53? Are you happy? Any surprises? Where do you want to see them improve? And as always, be sure, hit up that sub button and hit up some Lift Bridge.